We know the current situation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallah, some of us are still wondering. Some of us are still trying to adjust to the idea that is, this terminology has been coined the new normal. The new normal. One virus which is not visible to the human eye. And the entire existence of the world has been upended. Even the manner in which we die has changed. Somebody gets sick, you can't visit that person. Your own parents, visitation to them becomes difficult. Economies have been upended. Our entire lives have been lopsided and turned upside down. And still some of us haven't even identified with this fact that this is a glaring and clear sign, athar or athar effect of azabullah, of Allah's azab. This is Allah's chastisement. No doubt, this is azabul adna, the small azab. We have been greatly affected, but Allah says, وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُمْ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَدْنَى دُونَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَكْبَرِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. Allah says, we will make you taste. We will afflict you, azabul adna, with a small azab. Many people have lost their jobs, Allah grant them afiyat and ease. Many people have lost their near and dear ones. There are those around us who are beloved to us that are sick. Our lives have been upended. Our freedoms have been taken away. Even visiting the masjid has become difficult. Our da'wat and tabligh has been brought to a standstill. Many of us would never have envisaged the day in our lives that we would see a picture of the Kaaba where there is no one circumambulating, no one making tawaf. No one would have even imagined the day when to stand in front of the Rawda of Rasul Pak sallallahu alayhi wasallam and physically give salam will become difficult and there would be restrictions. In our mind's eye also we would never have imagined this. This is azabul adna. This is Allah's azab. This is Allah's azab, but still the small azab. Doon al-azabil akbar. Allah says, we put you through this. وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُمْ. This is qasam. Quran uses this terminology when Allah is taking a qasam, an oath. By my qasam, definitely without a doubt, we will afflict you with a small azab. دون العذاب الأكبر, before the big azab of the hereafter. والعذاب الآخرة أخزى. والعذاب الآخرة أخزى. Allah's qasam, this azab is nothing compared to the azab of akhirat. Why? Allah says, لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. This is a wake-up call. So stop being in denial. Stop being in denial. Forget these conspiracy theories. Allah forgive us. My respected brothers, as an ummah today with this fitna of the WhatsApp and Twitter and these communication channels, left, right and center. America is doing this. Russia is doing this. China did this. This was concocted in some laboratory. The figures are being falsified. Hospitals are writing down COVID when it wasn't COVID. Oh, Allahu Akbar, as an ummah, what are we worried about that for? Have our lives not been upended? Don't get carried away and sidetracked by the sideshow. Face the reality. This is Allah's azab. This is Allah's azab. Humanity has been upended. People's lives have been turned upside down. What more azab are we looking for? We want a tsunami to happen. We want an earthquake to happen. Then also we might say it was concocted in some laboratory. Don't get sidetracked. Face the issue. And what is the issue? لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. Allah put you through this so that you knock on Allah's door, not on America's door, and not on the scientist's door, and not on the doctor's door, and not in every other direction. وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The dominion of this earth belongs to Allah. No scientist and no virus, and no chemical laboratory, and no technology can ever harm you, if Allah has not allowed it. So don't get sidetracked. Face the issue. What is the issue? This is azabul adna, Allah's small azab. Why? لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So that you start crying. So that you knock the door of Allah. So that you introspect and look within your lives. This is a sickness of social media. that it is causing us to look at others and everywhere else but ourselves. Analyze your own life. Before this, how much did you appreciate the masjid? How much did you appreciate Allah's ni'mat? You had ease, you had a nice job, you had your income flowing in, you had your freedoms. Did you appreciate this? Did it take you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or did you take it for granted? This is the issue. We took all these freedoms for granted. Allah's azab has come, and instead of recognizing it and turning back to Allah, we are getting involved in sideshows and getting sidetracked. Wallah, my respected brothers, whether China did it or America did it or whoever did it, they are not in control. They could not have harmed one hair on your body. As Hazrat Yusuf Sahib rahmatullah alayhi used to say, an atom bomb can fall on you. Allah's qasam, that atom bomb also won't harm one hair on your body if Allah has not willed it. Turn back to Allah. Turn back to Allah. The first khutbah that my Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam delivered when he entered Makkah Mukarramah, what was the message? Man aslaha ma baynahu wa bayna Allah, aslaha allahu ma baynahu wa bayna khalqi. He said, correct your relationship with Allah. Correct your relationship with Allah. Whatever afflicts you, it is from Allah. Talk to Allah. Connect with Allah. Somebody dies, what does Quran tell us? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Coronavirus didn't kill him. Sickness didn't kill him. Accident didn't kill him. Inna lillahi, he belonged to Allah and he went back to Allah. That is what we are taught. So when faced with halat and condition, look at yourself and your relationship with Allah. Man aslaha ma baynahu wa bayna Allah. The one who corrects himself, corrects his relationship between himself and Allah. Aslaha allahu ma baynahu wa bayna khalqi. Allah will become sufficient for him. Kafa billahi waliya, kafa billahi hafiza, kafa billahi wakila. Allah says, I am sufficient for you. I am sufficient for you. I am sufficient. I am your wali. I am your kafil. I am shahid. I am your protector. I am with you. Bring Allah on your side. Make Allah happy with you. Let this virus, wherever it came from, whatever, understand behind it is the will of Allah. This is Allah's azab. This is Allah's azab. This is Allah's azab, but it is azabul adna. It is still the small azab. It is still the small azab to remind you of the big azab. Why? لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So that you connect back with Allah. So that you knock the door of tawbah. So that you cry and beg before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I couldn't carry them out. Why? What is the lesson behind this? لِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You are not the owner of your destiny. You make your plans and then فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Ask Allah. No sahuk, no organization, no Saudi government is making you or giving you the ability to go for Hajj. It is not their accreditation. This acceptance, this opening of the road is wallah, from Allah and only from Allah. Araftu Rabbi bi fasqil azayim. Ali radiallahu ta'ala said, I recognize the existence of my Allah, the superiority of my Allah, the command of my Allah, the power of my Allah, when my plans broke. So we do not become despondent. We do not become depressed. A Muslim is not someone who is depressed. A Muslim is not someone who gives into despondency. A Muslim does not need medication to treat depression. A Muslim is what? Allahu akbar. قُلْ لَن يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا هُوَ مَوْلَانَا وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. One verse, wallah. Today, Allah forgive us, whether it is Muslims, even non-Muslims. Hate campaign of against somebody. Why? Because the person is perceived to be a source of spreading coronavirus. Blaming this one, blaming that one, looking this direction, looking that direction. We made plans for Hajj, it couldn't be fulfilled. We made other plans, people have lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods. Understand, this life is temporary. This is a test. One verse of the Quran is the sufficient panacea to all this, the answer to all this. Qul, tell them, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, my beloved, tell them, lay yusibana, no harm, no upending of your plans, no breaking of your systems, no difficulty, no trial, no tribulation can ever befall you. Illa ma kataballahu lana, except if Allah had not decreed it. Allah has decreed it. Allah has decreed it. It is not that car, or you by chance being in that particular spot, that you met up in an accident or got paralyzed, Allah protect us, or died, whatever it may be. لَن يُصِيبَنَا إِلَّا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا. Nothing and no one can harm you, except unless Allah has decreed it. كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَنَا. Huwa Maulana. He is our master. Allah is our master. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Let your reliance be upon Allah. Let your reliance be upon Allah. Let your reliance be upon Allah. My respected brothers, I digress from my actual topic. This is depressing. Wallah, it is depressing. It is depressing, it is sad to note, as an ummah today, that we are more worried about where this thing was engineered, and who is behind it, and half the time it is baseless theories, 4G, 5G, this is happening, that is happening. This is Allah's azab, and this is there for us to knock Allah's door, to go back to Allah, cry tears of blood. Situation was such, masjids were closed, Allah opened the masjid. We are not saying don't take precaution. Why has the number of musallis diminished? Why is the masjid empty, relatively? Because of some obstacle? Because of some obstacle, the economies of the world, despite the virus, have opened up. Cinemas have opened up. Places of masiyat and haram have opened up. Despite the impediments, understand, I am not saying don't take precaution. I'm not saying don't take precaution. Take your precaution. But don't let that precaution, the greatest precaution is what? The greatest precaution is what? Allah be with you. Connect with Allah. And how do you connect with Allah? In sajda. You connect with Allah through the masjid. You connect with Allah turning to Allah Ta'ala. You connect with Allah in the early hours of the night, getting up in your homes and going on the musalla and crying before Allah and beg from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Someone's tears, prefer someone's tears, prefer someone's crying. What greater sadness can there be? Allahu akbar. The ummah cannot make Hajj. Kaabatullah is empty. The Roda of Rasulullah. And still we are not crying. Still we are not asking those questions. Still we are not introspecting. Our da'wat and tabligh is not taking place. Our madaris have been closed. Restriction in every direction. And still we are blaming others. We are not turning to Allah. We are not asking those questions. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. Wallah, there is only one reason for all this. Forget about who is behind it. There is only one reason for all this. For us to knock the door of tawbah. For us to turn back to Allah. For us to cry before Allah. I made my plans. I was going for Hajj. I was going to your house. The doors have been closed. Are we going to blame some organization? Are we going to blame the governments? Are we going to blame the scientists? It is His house. He gives the permission. It is His invitation. You have been denied that invitation. There is a reason. Turn to Allah. Beg from Allah. Cry before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gives tawfiq akhirah.